Alrighty guys, so here I have my PlayStation Portable, the PSP 3001. Now this PSP has a problem with the UMD drive. It's making all sorts of different noises and I need to replace it. So I'm going to show you guys just really quick how to replace the UMD drive on this PSP 3001. It's making a lot of noises, it's screeching, it's not really working well. So I got ourselves a replacement here that we're going to go ahead and repair our PSP 3001. If you have the same issue, hopefully this will help you guys out. So I'm going to try to do the bare minimum when it comes to opening this up, making sure we don't touch a lot of components that we don't need to, and try to make it as easy as possible to go ahead and replace a UMD drive on these 20-year-old PSPs. And we get this done as quickly and easily as possible. So if you want to follow along, hopefully this can help you guys out. And we can do this with one of my favorite PSPs that I own. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I love this PSP 3000. This is the PSP 3001 Camel Edition. It came out with the Peace Walker Metal Gear Solid. So this is a special edition PSP. Now, I really don't want to open this up, but my UMD drive is going bad and I really do want to continue to use this PSP as a daily. So let's go ahead and open this up, and first things first, we're going to have to go ahead and take out the screws. So we are going to have to take some screws out. In the back, we're going to have several screws here. On the top, we have 2 here, and on the bottom, we have 1 here. So we're going to go ahead and take those off. What I'm using today is my Stanley. I think I got this at Walmart. I love this type of tool because it does have a swivel on the top that allows me to swivel the screwdriver, and it has this nice little grip. If you're interested in if you're interested in something like this, I think they sell them at Walmart. They might not because I got these a little while ago, but I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go ahead and use this tool. I really love this tool. So let's go ahead and take out these screws here. Underneath the battery compartment, you are going to get 2 screws on here. Now there's going to be one on top here that's pretty easy to see when you open this up. So let's go ahead and take that one out. Now for the other screw, it's going to be hidden underneath this tape here. But what I see a lot of people do on YouTube is they'll take the whole strip out. They'll take the whole sticker out. And what I like to do is I just like to feel in. The screw is going to be like right around here. And I'll just use my screwdriver and make a little circle and not have to take this whole sticker out. And it makes it look much cleaner. And I don't know, I've just done that with all my repairs. So let me show you what I mean. I just go in here and I feel for where the screw is. And it looks like it's right here. And I can just outline it with my screwdriver. You'll see it. And then I just go in and then pop it out. As you see right there. See? It's right there. And that way you don't have to take the whole sticker out and you know that there's a screw there. There's only 1 screw there. So you can take the sticker out if you want. I just prefer to have it like that. See, now it just makes this little hole there that when I go back, I just put the screw in there, but I don't have to take off the whole sticker. So I don't know if that's a good tip or not, but I've done it with all of my systems and it seems to work fine. So let's go ahead and take all of these out. So as you're doing this, just make sure that you're keeping track of your screws. The top screws on this PSP are not the same as the others. So when we're putting it back, the top screws are a little bit smaller. So make sure you keep track of your screws. All right, so let's go ahead and take this top off gently. You can just kind of lift it up here. There is going to be a little tab right here, so just be careful you don't yank it up so quickly. And just lift everything slowly. We don't have to go fast. And there it is. That's the inside of the PSP right here. This is tucked in over here underneath the screen. So just go slow. You don't have to yank everything out. For the next part, what I like to do is I like to take off the screen. Here, this bottom plastic part is going to come out. So we are going to have to take out a screw that's right here. We'll go ahead and take that out. And then this plastic piece here is going to come off as well. Just lift up with this plastic piece, and then again, just gently. All right, so this piece comes off. We're just gonna slowly take this off and see how it comes off as one piece. Now this is not broken, it comes off as this piece like this. So we'll go ahead and put that to the side. Now with this piece right here, you can see on the bottom, this is a bracket that we're gonna have to pry. What I like to use is my flat screwdriver. I go in here, I kind of pry this out and just lift it up gently, work with it, just go slow, and then this will come out like this. Now don't yank this off, just kind of push it down like this and leave it so that way we can take off the screen. Now with the screen, I like to hold it from the top. You'll see here is a little notch there, and then it scrolls up and goes up like this. All right. Now we are going to have to take out a few ribbons. We're going to see two ribbons here on the far left. We got this little one there and this here. We're just going to slowly pry these open or pry these up. Just like that. And then we're going to just pull the screen out just very gently. You don't want to break anything. And there your screen comes off just like that. So that's pretty easy. Now we can take off this bar here that we've been wanting to yank out. Again, there's two tabs that we need to push up. We'll go ahead and pry those up. Just slowly. You don't want to break those tabs, and then just shimmy these things out. We'll put this out to the side. All right. Now, like I mentioned before, we want to not touch a lot of this stuff so that way we don't have to worry about it. We just want to get the discs out. And here I can already see some of the sensors that we're going to need, or some of the ribbons that we're going to need to take out. You're going to see this big gold one. This is the ribbon cable for the disc. And on the bottom here, we have another one here that also goes to the motherboard that we need to take out. So before I go ahead and do that, we are going to need to remove the bottom door so that way we can take out this, so we can take out the drive. So we're going to have to take out the spring here that you see, and then this tab here is this whole bottom piece, so we're going to have to go ahead and take that out. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to take off this power sensor, just push it over to the side, and then we're going to start lifting this trim so that way it comes out. Now some of the PSPs are different. Again, this is the PSP 3001. And that's what you're going to see with this version. So here we see the tab that was holding the spring. It's attached with the trim. So we're going to go ahead and take that out and put it up to the side. Now we can go ahead and take off this spring. Make sure you take a picture of the spring. Let me bring it up closer. So that way you know how to put it back, because you don't want to put this in backwards. So just make sure you remember the orientation on that spring when you take it out. And to take it out, usually I'll just grab my screwdriver, and I'll just push it over, put in the loop, and then push it over to the left side. There it is, the spring. And this is the orientation, so I'm just going to put it off to the side in that same orientation that I took it out. So that should release the back door. So let's go over to the other side. So now this back door is kind of loose. Oh, and I have a game in there. What do we got? Oh yeah, only one of the best games. Need for Speed Carbon. Put it off to the side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have to take off this metal hinge here that you're going to see inside. And it's pretty simple. If you turn over your PSP to the side, you're going to see here how it kind of slides up and down on that rail. We're just going to find the place where the railing has a little notch and just push this thing out. So usually it's over closer to the bottom here. So let me show you. Okay, so that one's unlatched. Let's get this one. It's like you almost got to close the door. Be careful, because these metal hinges do bend, and we don't want to bend them. So now this comes loose. And just be slow and careful. I know I'll try not to say that, I know I can. Keep mentioning it. There's right there. So this is kind of a tricky part. What I like to do is I need to take this door off. What I like to do is I like to go from this side and I kind of add a little bit of pressure and just kind of shimmy the door out. We don't want to break this. So take your time, find the way that you feel comfortable taking it off. I'm going to show you how I do it, but I do this at your own risk. You don't want to break your system. So what I do is I'll just apply some pressure here on this side and just swing it out just like that. And then once it comes out, just slowly lift this piece up and the door comes off. These hinges, they can be old and fragile, and you don't want to just yank this up and break your hinges, because then you're going to have to find a replacement, and it's going to be really hard to find a replacement, especially if you have certain editions of the PlayStation. So once we have that, we now have access to the disk drive that you see here. Now we are going to have to take out 4 screws. We have one here, one here, one here, and one here. There's a little bit of dust here, so we'll clean that up. We'll take those out, and once we have those out, we're going to be able to go ahead and pry up the disk drive. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, as you're taking these screws out, just like the other versions, there are little washers in there that we're going to have to make sure we transfer over to our new disk drive. So once we take this out, we are going to make sure those washers are placed into our new disk drive. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn it back over to the other side. These 2 ribbons are the ones we're going to need to take out, and that way that will loosen up everything so we can take them out. We don't just want to yank stuff out of the system, so we're going to go ahead and pry open this. For this ribbon here, it's going to have a little black tab on each side here as I'm pointing out, and we're just going to push those out this way, out to the right, so that it loosens the ribbon, and then we can take the ribbon out. So we'll go ahead and take this one out. And then we're going to go ahead and take this one out. See how easy it comes out? I'm like barely putting any pressure. So these 2 ribbons here are now loose, and we can turn this around and just take out this disk drive. And there you have it. Disk drive comes right out. Now this disk drive is probably still good. It probably needs some maintenance here, some oil and some cleaning of the gears. But I got a replacement. I want to show you guys how to do it. So we went ahead and took it out. But as you can see, the washers here are stuck onto the disk drive. So we make sure we collect those because we are going to put them on our new drive. So here's my new drive that I purchased off of eBay. eBay has some pretty good replacement parts. Sometimes it takes a little while to get them in, but you find the right one. It's pretty easy process to get these. Actually, now that I'm looking at this drive actually comes with washers already on it, so that's a lucky one. And I'm just taking a close look at this drive. So this drive looks like it came off of another PSP because this does not look brand new. So again, when you look for parts online, make sure you read the descriptions, and this is still going to work for me. I'm going to go ahead and install it. All right, so now when inserting this drive, this already has those washers, so I'm going to have to go ahead and remove the old ones from the system. And what's going to happen with this is we're going to have to pay close attention to the ribbons. So as we're putting this on top of the PSP, we're going to feed the ribbons in through their appropriate slots to make sure that they come out through the other side. So let me show you how that's going to look. So there's a bottom one there, and then this one tucks in through the side there. Okay. I'll press in, make sure the washers are in there nicely, and then we can turn it around. So as you can see, here's one of the ribbons that is popping out, and then that one's kind of stuck in there. So I'm going to try to feed it in, and be very careful. And there it is right there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and connect these to their appropriate slots. Just be slow with this. Sorry, I keep repeating myself. I know you guys are going to go slow and not break anything, but things happen sometimes. Also notice I'm using a plastic tool when it comes to putting the ribbons on there, because I've had it before where I was working on a PSP with a metal tool and I touched something that wasn't supposed to be, and I ended up shorting the system. So just be careful. Again, I'll stop saying to be careful. Okay, make sure that those are snug. Turn this thing around. And now we can go ahead and make sure we add the screws back. So again, the 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a very common thing with the PSPs as they get older. They start having disk failures. If you Google around or search on YouTube, you'll probably see some people that are able to fix it without taking it apart and just kind of lubricate the parts so that they don't screech, or kind of clean the sensor that you see right here, and then it ends up working. You can definitely try that as well. I wanted to replace it because I think that for me that was going to be the better choice. All right, so I got those put together there, and it looks like these are good to go. So my next step is I'm going to go ahead and put on the door. So let's go ahead and put the door, and we're going to put the door in the same way that we took it out. I'm going to angle it in this way because there's a little knob here that we don't want to break, and then kind of add pressure and then snap this back into place. So just let's see how this goes here. There, it makes connection here, and then I can kind of grab this, add a little pressure, and then slowly press that into place just like that, and just test to make sure it opens, and it's looking good. All right. Next is going to be a little bit tricky. I'll skip this, but we're going to have to put in our metal bracket here, which holds the UMD disc. And we'll go ahead and put this back where it's supposed to go. And get that placed in there. All right, next we're gonna have to go in and put in our spring that we took out. Remember the orientation in which we took it out? We're gonna do it the same way together. Go. There. All right. Nice. Next, we're gonna go ahead and put our trim back on so it keeps the spring there. Last time I lifted up this piece, so I'm going to start from the top over here and kind of work my way. You'll see these little tabs, and that kind of just falls into place like a little jigsaw puzzle. There we go. There we go. All right. So there we have that. Nice. So I took these off. I don't know if you saw me as I was working on it, but these kind of fell off. They're loose, but these will just go up on top of the PSP hold it in place. Some of them have screws here. Mine doesn't. Mine kind of just like fall in there. Hopefully yours have screws so it doesn't fall off, but you might notice that those are easily can get loose. All right, so next we're gonna go in and put it in our bottom bar where our sensor and our volume button. So that goes around here, and you can see these ribbons kind of fall into place. There's 2 of them, and we'll go ahead and slowly put those where they're supposed to go. Okay, that's one. And this is our sensor. Be very careful with these because they're so fragile, especially with the age. You just want to lightly clip those into place. All right. Next, we'll go ahead and put in our screen. Now our screen is going to go, there's 2 ribbons here. And get the first one in here. And our second one goes in here. Just work it in. Okay. All right. And what I like to do here is I like to put in the button because this rubber piece here is going to fall underneath the screen. So I'll put the buttons where they're supposed to go and kind of work this little area here where the speaker is because the screen is going to sit on top. Now sometimes you'll also notice there's a bar here, a little aluminum bar. Mine's kind of still attached there, but if yours falls off, remember to put that one back and line everything up how it's supposed to go. All right, we're almost done here. So next we're gonna have the trim piece that goes underneath here so we can add the screw. And then for this one, I kind of just has this little tab here so it kind of falls underneath the other trim and makes it connect. Again, it's kind of like a little jigsaw puzzle. So just go ahead and let it fall into place. Just like that. And then we'll go ahead and put the screw there. All right, so I had to go grab a little microfiber towel here and just wipe off all the fingerprints that I probably put on this. Get all that dust out of here. Just to make sure it's clean. And then I'll also do the same for under here. Who knows how long it's been. And this has been cleaned. But we're pretty much done here. So we're gonna go ahead and put the cover back on here. Now remember there's a little tab here that kind of clicks into place. And we'll go ahead and put all our screws back. And then here you'll see the sticker has a little hole. Go ahead and just line it up. And look at that, works perfect. You see? I don't know, I just like how it looks. Alright, and then I have my battery here. Let's go ahead and test this out. See how everything ended up working. And there you have it, guys. That's how you replace a PSP 3001 disk drive. And I hope this really helped you guys out. And good luck. Try this at your own risk and just go slow. Thank you guys for watching.